Hello, my child. Close your eyes and let me tell you a story tonight. I know you might be feeling a bit restless or have too much on your mind, but don't worry. This story will help you relax, release all that stress, and drift off into a peaceful sleep. So, snuggle up, give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to your old grandpa's channel. Your support means the world to me, and I'll keep sharing stories to help you unwind. It was Valentine's Day, and Claire and I had planned the perfect night under the stars. Just us, the fire, and the quiet of the world around us. We headed out to the old cabin in the woods, far from the city, hoping for peace, for a break from everything. But peace, as we soon learned, was never meant to be. We arrived just before sunset, the sky painted in hues of pink and orange. The fire crackled to life as we unpacked, and Clara smiled, her laughter echoing in the stillness of the night. Everything felt perfect, but there was something, an unsettling tension hanging in the air. The night seemed too still, too silent. As darkness settled in, we noticed the first strange thing. At first, it was just a flicker, a glimmer in the sky, no bigger than a star. But then it grew. A row of lights far away, shining with an unnatural intensity. Clara looked up, frowning. "Is that a plane?" she asked, squinting toward the lights. I shook my head. It was too erratic, moving too quickly like nothing I'd ever seen. The lights shifted in the sky like they were dancing in patterns, weaving through the air at impossible speeds. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. "Maybe it's just a satellite or something," I said, though I didn't believe it. There was something off about the way they moved. We stood there, watching in awe as the lights flickered, changing shape, coming closer and closer. Then, with a sudden jerky motion, they shot upward, disappearing into the inky blackness. Just as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. The night was still once more. "That was strange," Clara said, her voice low, almost frightened. I tried to shrug it off, telling her it was probably some kind of military test or a meteorological event. But deep down, I wasn't sure. There was something about those lights, something I couldn't explain. We tried to shake it off. Clara smiled at me, pulling me down next to the fire, but the unease lingered like something was watching us. The fire's warmth couldn't chase it away. Then came the hum. It started soft, almost imperceptible, a low vibration beneath the earth. At first, I thought it was just my nerves, a product of the strange lights we had seen earlier. But then it grew. The hum turned into a low mechanical sound, like the thrum of some massive machine buried deep in the earth. I looked at Clara. Her face had gone pale, her eyes wide with fear. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. I nodded, but I didn't know what to say. The sound wasn't natural. It was otherworldly. Suddenly, there it was again, the light. But this time, it wasn't distant. It was right above us, shining down with blinding intensity. The trees around us shuddered as if they were alive, and the ground trembled beneath my feet. Clara gasped, and I turned just in time to see her eyes widen in shock. A massive, glowing craft hovered just above the tree line, its lights pulsating like a heartbeat. It was shaped like nothing I had ever seen, sleek, metallic, and far too smooth, like it didn't belong in this world. The air around us seemed to distort, bending under the weight of its presence. And then it hovered in complete silence. I could feel Clara's hand trembling in mine. "What is that?" she breathed, her voice barely audible. Before I could answer, I heard a sound, a low, unnatural growl, like something deep in the woods just beyond the trees. I turned, panic flooding through me. Something moved in the shadows. Tall, impossibly tall, with limbs that seemed to stretch unnaturally. It stepped into the firelight, and my heart nearly stopped. Its skin was pale, smooth like metal, and its eyes, those eyes, were black as night, as if they held no soul, no warmth. "Clara, run!" I yelled, pulling her away from the fire, but she was frozen, staring at the thing with wide, unblinking eyes. I tried to drag her, but it was too late. The figure stepped forward, its movements jerky and unnatural, like it was trying to control every part of its body. It reached toward Clara, its fingers long and skeletal, and just as I lunged to stop it, a blinding flash of light erupted from the ship above. Clara screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the light. She was lifted off the ground, her body suspended in the air, and I could do nothing but watch in horror as she was pulled toward the craft. "No, Clara!" I screamed, reaching out, but it was like I was frozen in place. I couldn't move. I could barely breathe. She was gone, swallowed by the light, her scream echoing in my ears. When the light finally faded, there was nothing left but the empty woods. The creature, the ship, they were gone, leaving only silence behind. The hum that had filled the air was gone, replaced by an eerie stillness. I ran to where Clara had stood, my heart pounding in my chest. But there was nothing, no sign of her, no trace of what had taken her. The authorities came, of course. They searched the woods, but there was no evidence. No footprints, no signs of a struggle, only the memories of that night, that terrible light. And the creature that had taken her, they told me it was just a figment of my imagination, that I had been seeing things. But I knew the truth. Clara was gone, and I would never see her again. Days passed, and I couldn't shake the memories of that night, the feeling of helplessness, the terror of knowing that something unearthly had taken her. But then one day, after days of searching and hopeless searching, I got a call, a report of a woman found wandering deep in the jungle, unconscious and disoriented. No memory of who she was. When I arrived, there she was, Clara, but she wasn't the same. Her eyes, once full of light and warmth, were now hollow and distant. Her smile, once so familiar, was gone, replaced by a blank stare. She couldn't remember anything, not me, not the night we had spent together, not even the love we had shared. Her memories were wiped clean, as if everything, our time together, the horror of that night, had been stolen from her. And I couldn't help but wonder, was she still the Clara I loved, or was something else, something darker inside her now? And that, my dear ones, is where this tale ends. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe to your old grandpa's channel, Support, and don't forget to like this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss any more stories from me. Stay safe out there, and always remember, love can sometimes bring you face to face with things that shouldn't be.